What's going on, people? I'm back at it. I'm back at it, huh? Back at it. It's been a while. It's been a while. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joshua Tree, and today's video is going to be about the root chakra, the Muladhara. Muladhara. We're talking about the root chakra today. It's been a while. I haven't been on this platform for a while, but Spirit has been calling me to come back to the mic. Spirit has been telling me I got to get back out here and start teaching. So tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun because that's what I like to do. So, I've been kind of MIA, but I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of healing work as usual, and kind of reconfiguring some things. So I got some new things coming for the channel, new topics, things that I've been marinating on that I think that the population, people who resonate with this message, needs to hear. And so, without further ado, we can get started. I will leave some links in the description if anyone wants to contact me or work with me. I do energy healing work from long distance and from in person. I also just got certified as a Kundalini energy healer. So if you're into Kundalini work and would like to get that Kundalini on and popping to some degree, but it's all dealing with healing work. Let's place emphasis on that. Definitely hit me up for that. I do consultations, coaching, you name it, in that type of field. And yeah, so I'll leave a description, a link down below. You guys can check that out. All right, so without a further dizzy do, shout out to I just love this dude, man. Astro Finesse, that's his line. Without a further dizzy do, what I'm saying. We're gonna get into this. So this is an interesting video, all right. So I need y'all to come on in, get a little bit closer to the mic, get a little bit closer to the camera, get a little bit closer to your LCD screen. This is an interesting video. You know why this is an interesting video? Why is this an interesting video? Because someone left a post on my social media account and they left a comment about how they felt about what I post about. And normally I don't do this. Normally I don't make an inspiring video based on what someone has said about one of my posts, but I felt like this is a video that's way overdue and needs to be fucking talked about. And today's discussion, right? We're going to be talking about the root chakra. We're going to be talking about why are spiritual people broke. Yeah, I said it. And we're going to be talking about the importance of the root chakra. We're also going to be talking about a little bit of what she shared, this person that was on my social media account, what she felt about my post, kind of going in about what she shared, and just kind of just giving a little bit more of expansion about this root chakra, because I think it's not really placed in terms of a lot of importance. A lot of people don't really talk about it as much as they need to, especially spiritual people. So let's get it started, right? So let me just read to you guys what I posted on my social media account, right? So what I posted on my social media account was, when spiritual people say, open quotation marks, they don't care about money, close quotation marks, translation, weak root chakra. That was my post. And this young lady who decides to comment on my page, she says, and I quote, "This is the dumbest status I have ever read today. I don't care about money, and I am abundant soul, and I'm highly spiritual with a strong ass root chakra. What they are saying is they aren't attached to money, which is a healthy way of thinking when money isn't a problem and flows to you effortlessly and carelessly. End quote. That's what she posted, right? And so we all know what she's talking about. And just in case we don't, I'll go ahead and respond to what she's saying and break it down what she's saying. But that was my post. So that was my post, right? When spiritual people say I don't care about money, the translation to that is you got a weak ass root chakra. That's what the fuck that means. And let me tell you why the fuck that means before we go a little bit deeper. You got to understand the root chakra. And as a side note, I once too had these thoughts and these emotions. So I'm not coming from a place of judgment or anything like that. I once felt like this too. But we got to understand the chakra systems. And even if we feel, or even if we believe that money is X and Y and Z, it's still, however we feel about it, is contributing to our energy chakras or our emotional centers or energy centers, whatever you want to call it. It's correlating to those chakra system, to the chakra system. Your emotions and your thoughts impact your chakra system. So if you say, "Oh, I don't care about money," then you're talking about something that is inside of you because you are money. Money is not paper, money is energy. So you're talking about an energy that you don't like. So when spiritual people say, I don't care about money, you're saying, I don't care about a particular energy that's actually works in your favor. Energy, I mean, money is not like, oh, I only fuck with rich people. I only fuck with the matrix people, or I only fuck with people who love me dearly. Like, money is neutral. There's no good or bad, evil, wrong with money. It's energy. Money is not a person, it's energy. So this energy is neutral and it has a certain level of consciousness because energy, every form of energy is aware of itself. Every form of energy is a form of awareness or a form of energy. Um, I'm sorry, or a form of consciousness, which is a state of awareness. I'm saying the same thing. So when we talk about when people say, I don't care about money, then you're saying you don't care about an aspect of yourself because everyone has a root chakra, everyone has a sacral chakra, solar, heart, throat, pineal, or third eye and crown. Everyone has this, whether they're aware of it or not. And your thoughts and your emotions influence that root chakra. And your root chakra is the foundation for all the chakras. Your root chakra is how you come into the existence. You come into the earthly realm through the root chakra. It is the first foundation of your making, of your upbringing, is the root chakra. So that's a little snippet. And let's just get into this. Let's get into this. So I wanted to share that with y'all that this is the whole point of this video. I got inspired by someone making a post on my social media platform. And so I wanted to talk about it. And so let's just get into it, right? So this is something that I've noticed, and this, take this with a grain of salt. This might resonate with you, it may not. But this is an understanding a lot of people got to understand about this. This is the reason why I post this post. Understanding about the root chakra, your basic needs, your basic survival, the way that you make money, financial stability, stability in general, right? Everything that deals with the home. When I got into it, let's do a side story. When I got into spirituality, I was under the impression that in order to become more spiritual, I had to rid all my materialism. I had to rid all my clothes, all my shoes. I had to stop worrying about my appearance as much. I stopped getting linings. I started getting my hair twisted. I stopped worrying about clothes, whatever I deemed that was valuable in terms of my material world. I stopped giving energy into it because I was taught that these are the things you need to stop giving attention to because it has nothing to do with spirit. A lot of people came into the spiritual world, or let's just say a lot of people started to become more aware of their spiritual nature or this theme called spirituality through this understanding. So a lot of people that I know also thought that they're supposed to let go of these things to become more spiritualized. And as you go along in the journey, you realize it's not about a fucking outfit. It's not about how you look. It's not about the kind of car that you drive. It's not the kind of shoes that you wear that makes you more spiritual. That has nothing to do with it at all. Give me a moment here. Give me a minute. Um, all right. Sorry about that. Has nothing to do with that at all, right? And so that was my introduction, that I thought that that's what I had to do to get more spiritualized. And so, you know, that's just simply not the case. So when we're talking about the root chakra, okay, because that, like I said, we're talking about how did you get into this whole spiritual aspect of things, spirituality. When we're talking about the root chakra, we're talking about the home, we're talking about the foundation. The root chakra, if it's weakened, it influences all the other chakras. Let's just get that clear. It's like a house. And if the foundation is cracky, right? If it's uneven, if it's not strong, then all the other chakras are going to be influenced by that chakra. Now, every chakra has an independent level of awareness or consciousness in itself. It can operate independently from the other chakras, but they do bleed into each other. So the root chakra starts at the bottom and then it circulates, or let's say builds up from the sacral, the solar, et cetera, et cetera. And so understanding the root, we're talking about something that a lot of people say they don't like, but a lot of fucking people need, or people say that they fucking love, but at the same time, you know what I'm trying to say? The root chakra, the Sanskrit word for root chakra is Mula Dara Hara. Mula Dara Hara. Now, in the black community, we use this term called Mula. Lil Wayne says, "Young Mula, baby." That's what he says. I think that's what he says. You heard this term before. Mula, mula, mula. They're talking about money. Mula Dalahara, or the root chakra, we're talking about money. So this chakra deals with money. The Sanskrit for the word is Mula Dalahara. So we saying these words and we don't understand that it has an ancient Sanskrit tied to it. So understanding your root chakra, you need to understand that it's been influenced by your beliefs, by your thoughts, and your emotions. Your root chakra is created from the year 0, when you're born, age 0, right? Whatever the fuck that's like, to age 7. So every 7 years, you're in a different chakra. So from age 1 to 7, or 0 to 7, you're in the first chakra, which is the root chakra, which is the foundation. This is the most important chakra because this is also the years where you are very impressionable. You cannot reject anything that's been given to you, as such as your programs, right? And your beliefs. They're just given to you. Mama, I don't like peas and carrots. Eat the shit anyway. Now you grow up eating peas and carrots all your goddamn life when you first didn't like it. We somewhat have a bit of a, mama, I don't want that. But eventually you eat the shit anyway because your mama gonna keep feeding it to you. So the years 1 through 7, this is where you're heavily influenced, and this is going to create the foundation for your whole entire life. This is why they say that when people come from rich homes, their children still are very successful, even if they fuck up in school or find them not really being, I don't know, find themselves being some type of delinquent. They still find ways to become successful because subconsciously they've been around a family that's very wealthy, that they inherit that bit of that wealth, that bit of that knowledge, that bit of that environment, that subconsciously they can still create that environment if they choose to, right? And so this is why it's so important to understand that your root chakra needs to be taken care of. It needs to be constantly worked on to have a healthier and prosperous life. And another thing I want to say, so when this woman, this young lady who posted on my post, when she said that this is the dumbest status I ever read today. I don't care about money, and I'm abundant soul and highly spiritual with a strong ass root chakra. We got to understand something, because this is what she failed to realize. Yes, that's a fact. You know how many motherfuckers don't believe in that though? You know how motherfuckers haven't got to this level of awareness? This is a different level of awareness, which I shared with her, that a lot of people haven't gotten in a space, have not gotten in that space. So, therefore, I'm speaking from a space where people think, spiritual people think that money is the root of all evil, or they'll say, "Oh, I don't care about money. You know, I'm into this, I'm into that." That's cool and all. But at the same damn time, if you cannot provide for yourself, where you can put water in your mouth, food in your belly, or a roof over your head, then you need to have some bit of concern about fucking money. Because a lot of people that I see, no judgment, that are in these spaces, they cultivate a lot of gratitude because they live less than the average Joe. That's perfectly cool. But we talking about money that is your fucking energy that you can cultivate to have a lifestyle that is luxurious, lavish, whatever you want to call it, to your liking, that does not have to be minimized due to your beliefs. So, what this young lady fails to realize, because I don't know this person, and 9 times out of 10, she probably don't know herself as much as she thinks she does. Because sometimes people come into this world with no problems financially. They don't even got a rich household. They just make money easy. Why is that? Because we're talking about abundance. Abundance is not just financial. You can have abundance in relationships. You can have abundance in spiritual attainment and knowledge. You can have abundance in your physical health. You can have abundance in creativity. Abundance is not just um, restricted or exclusive to money. Now, we got to also understand that we've been here multiple lifetimes. We've been here multiple lifetimes. So she probably generated some good ass karma in her past life that made it easier for her to have more money in this lifetime. There's a term called the vow of the vow of the vow of poverty. I'm sorry, the word not coming out. The vow of poverty. I gotta say it like that. And when you Google that, and what that's basically saying is that when you was say in some past life, you probably was a monk or something. You probably took a vow of poverty, which means that you're ridding everything that's materialistic based, anything that deals with financial gains or anything that deals with worldly gains. You're completely ridding that for your spiritual evolution. So it's like a monk who goes off in a cave and completely rids all his desires to reach ascension. And so, if you would say a monk in your past life, or this type of aesthetic type of practitioner or spiritual practitioner, where you think the energy is still at? The energy is still present even in this lifetime. So you might be fighting that vow, that vow of poverty that you created for yourself a couple lifetimes ago. So that might be the reason why you struggle with getting money. It might be something that you put on yourself from another lifetime. And now you got to break that vow because now you're trying to get this bread. So sometimes it's not just, oh, I'm having a hard time making bread. It could go from lifetimes, past lifetimes, that's making this a struggle for you. You know what I'm saying? So when she say I still have, I'm abundant and I'm highly spiritual and da da da, I don't know her background like that. And like I said, she probably don't know her background like that, why she getting it like that. And I don't even know this person. She could be a fucking troll. When I looked at her page, she looked like she was a troll anyway. So, but just for the sake of context and just to go ahead and validate this person, we're gonna say that she's telling the truth. But I don't know nothing about her. She don't know nothing about herself. You know why I keep saying she don't know about herself? Because she would never made the response to this damn post if she knew where I was coming from. But outside of that, um, so yeah, so have that understanding that when we talking about the root chakra, the Muladhara, right? This chakra needs to be placed as probably the most important chakra out of all of the chakras. Let me talk about something else that spiritual people do. Spiritual people do. Spiritual people focus only on the upper chakras. They focus on the fucking pineal, the crown, the throat, and the heart. That's the only chakras that they seem to care about. And they completely neglect the solar, the sacral, and the root. That's like going to the goddamn gym and all you doing is lifting chest, arms and biceps and you don't do no fucking legs. That shit is imbalanced. So a lot of spiritual people be so heavily centered up here, heavily stimulated up here, and their root chakra, their sacral chakra, and their solar chakra is fucking weak as shit. So yeah, you probably getting all the downloads, but pay attention to your material world. Pay attention to your environment. Pay attention to where you living at. Are you even comfortable with living the way that you living? Oh yeah, I'm comfortable living the way I'm living. I mean, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, you gonna make it, but are you fucking comfortable? We want to get to the point where we comfortable. Why should we, as spiritual people, have to give the credit to all of the material non-spiritual people? They get all the material possessions and all the riches of the world, and we go find ourselves in a little four corner room and say, well, at least long as I got gratitude. That's cool and all if that's what you want to do, but what I'm talking about is you can get the bread too. You could be highly fucking spiritual and get the bread too. That's the fucking bar that I'm trying to put through this message. A lot of us in the spiritual community, we just read finances like, yeah, that's not my focus. That's cool. It ain't my focus neither. But at the same time, every now and then I check my bank account because I'm trying to make sure I get up to where I'm at. I'm trying to make some bread. Think about this shit. If we all want to be out here saving the world, helping the people, right? In order for you to do that, you need to have money yourself. You can't go around helping everybody and trying to save everybody if you ain't got no money in your pocket because it takes money to help people at a large magnitude. So the more money that you have in your pocket, the more that you're comfortable, and the more that you're able to give because you are in a place where you're financially secured or just secured in general that you can give to others who are trying to get to that space. So money just ain't about just buying material possessions. Say you want to be a great spiritual leader or great spiritual teacher, but you're constantly worrying about your finances. That's why a lot of people can't get deeper into their spiritual growth because they're constantly worrying about when their next bill is coming or when they're gonna get their next check to pay the bill. So they ain't got time to be reading a fucking book because they got all these bills they gotta take care of. Like I just said, the foundation is the root chakra. If your root chakra is fucked, you might as well don't even worry about the upper chakras. I mean, don't get it twisted. Read your books, open your heart, do what you got to do. But at the same time, keep at it at the lower chakras because that is the material world or the physical world before you get into the metaphysical world, which is from the heart on up. So we trying to go to the deep end and we ain't even do the shadow end. Do the lower chakras, do the internal work, the shit that people don't like to do. Transmute, refine those lower chakras, bring that energy up to the higher centers. Your energy start to flow, baby. Your shit just start to flow, baby. I feel like a Mississippi pimp. It just start to flow, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gotta do too much. It just starts to happen. Things just start to open up. That abundance that you're looking for starts to open up, right? So don't be that person. Don't be that person that's constantly focused on the higher chakras and don't do shit with the lower chakras because you think the lower chakras are more negative or you feel like it's a lower vibration. So why should I focus on them? That makes no motherfucking sense. That's a religious ass mindset. How you put a religious ass mindset towards some fucking chakras? Oh, I only focus on the higher chakras because it says that it brings an enlightenment and I can see spirits and I can see goblins and I can see the invisible world and the matrix and the binary codes. And oh yeah, I'm trying to activate that third eye because that's where it's at. Come on, bro. Cut that shit out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got to also understand that when you get into those higher frequencies, if all this is fucked up, all this is going to influence the higher frequencies. So if you coming from a place where let's say you selfish and you haven't read that part of yourself, when you start to really start doing these type of let's say or experiencing these type of spiritual phenomenons, it's going to always be influenced by this energy called selfishness. Example what that might be is like say you get a download that is for you and you're like, oh my god, this is something that I need to hear, etc., etc. But you also know that it can help other people. You might be selfish and say, you know what, I'm not sharing this with nobody because this is for me. And sometimes some things are just for you, but you got to have discernment. You got to decipher when a message needs to be for other people to help other people. And then I'm going to throw all that shit away and I'm going to say, do whatever you feel you need to do because there's no rules in this. If you feel like you need to keep the message to yourself, then keep it to yourself. But for people hearing the frequency and people hearing what I'm talking about right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's moments and times where you can share a nugget with somebody that can really get them in a higher space of consciousness. But sometimes your selfishness may prevent you from relaying that message. So let me just move forward from that. I think I've expressed too much or enough on that. And so okay, so let me tell you guys. So let me move forward from that. Then she, we're in the comment section. This young lady. Let me go back to this social media post. Then she has the beautiful nerve. Let's say the beautiful nerve to say, "You must not know everything about the root chakra or over understand." Which, what the fuck? The type of energy the root chakra truly holds. I'm sensing a bit of self projecting. True spiritual people are mirrors. First of all, young lady, Google self projecting because that's not what you really meant to say. You meant to say it sounds like you're projecting. It's a difference between the two. Look up the definition between the two. You meant to say I'm projecting. And this is not a form of projection when I made the status quote. This is a realization that I am sharing with people who misunderstood if they got into spirituality that is about ridding material possessions. It's not about that. So I made the post to bring it to people's awareness that if you have this mindset that I don't care about money, pay attention to your root chakra or pay attention to your lifestyle. How the fuck is you living? Are you comfortable? Do you got to eat scraps to get by? Are you living from job to job? I mean, are you living from house to house? Are you not having a sustainable job? Call a fact a fact. A lot of people be so much in their goddamn emotions behind this shit, and it shows. And so when a person speaks from a place of just telling you the raw fucking truth, nah, dog. You don't know what you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm not against nobody in this. I am simply sharing my experiences and my realizations to help another person. Now, clearly, this young lady has been triggered by what I said for her to feel some kind of way, because obviously, this is the dumbest. I can hear all her tonality that she felt some kind of way. So that says a lot about her, right? And her ego and all that type of good stuff. So when she says that it sounds like you're projecting or self projecting, I'm not self projecting or projecting. I am simply bringing awareness to something that I once thought was true to help someone else. And what's so interesting about that post is a lot of other people commenting and say, "Oh yeah, I used to be in that same frequency. Oh yep, I agree with yep, that's right. I used to be like that too." Ain't nobody like her post. Ain't nobody commenting on what she said. Everybody was agreeing about what I said because that is a level. It depends on how you got into this spiritual space or spirituality. However your journey started, some people had got a strong idea of what spirituality is. And part of it I realized, and it took me years to realize it, that, it's not about gaining money. You got to let that shit go. It's not about money. It's all about, being zen and being all in peace. And no, fuck all that. I'm telling you right now, for 2024, add the numbers up, it equals to 8. We are in a year of abundance. We are now in the year of abundance. This is going to happen every what? I think every 8 years, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a numerologist, but it's going to come around again. This is the money year for everybody. Get your bread. Start cooking. Start cooking. Get your bread. You know what I'm saying? Get your bread. All right. And so I think that might be the The last thing I want to talk about before we close it out. Before we close it out, we can go ahead and close it out. Yeah, and so I just want to leave off with that. And so some practices that you can do to help out with your root chakra, understand that it deals with the physicality, it deals with the earthly element. So physical exercise is great. Physical exercise is amazing to boost up your root chakra. The root chakra also deals with your vitality. So if you feel like you're always drained, that could be linked because you have a weak root chakra. So you got to think about the chakras like a pipeline. They all going up, and there's so many blockages in between that's causing you not to have so much energy. But that root chakra, though, feeling fog, like mental fatigue, you're just feeling like you're just fatigued physically. You just don't get a lot of energy throughout the day. It's like you're just trying to make it to get by. A lot of that deals with the root. So you could do a lot of exercising. You could also change your diet up because your diet deals with the physical health. You can also do different forms of yoga. Um, Start to change your money beliefs. Start to accept your reality of where you at, because sometimes we don't accept our physical world and how we're living. So that creates a blockage down there for sure. Um, and I actually have a lot of I don't have it off my top of my head, but I do I don't have it top of my head. I can't give y'all everything. I might make a separate video where I could just kind of go more in depth on the root chakra. If you guys want me to make a video on that, just comment below and I'll just make a separate video because I can't think of everything I could share with you guys in terms of working on the root. But this is just a video I wanted to bring to your level of awareness. And let me see here before I let you guys go. I think I need to let it go. What? TKO? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm gonna leave off at. And if I feel inspired, I might make another video about this. But I really want people who call themselves spiritual, people who identify more with the spiritual world, people who are trying to get in tune to what they truly are, understand this right now. You do not have to live, and this is so relative. I mean, and I'm not even going to say it because it is relative. What I'm going to say is also care about your finances. Let's just say that. Care about how much money you got coming in. It's okay. It's okay. It's not gonna harm you. It's not evil. Money is not evil. I don't know who the fuck told you that. I do know who told you that. But we're not gonna keep harping over that idea. It's dead at this point. It's so dead at this point. Yes, we've seen a lot of people abuse money. But what the fuck that gotta do with you? Get your bread. It is for everyone. It is limitless. It's not scarce. We're not lacking in that department in terms of getting your money. Money aligns up with how you aligned up with it. So the more you tune in, whatever it is that you feel you need to do from your heart space, the money's gonna line up right with it. Get your bread. Get your bread. Get your bread. You know what I'm saying? That should be a song. Get your bread. Get your bread. I'm gonna let y'all go. I've been on here long enough. So I think I might make another video. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.